Hello, this is Alan, welcoming you to the 1874th edition of the Enfield Talking newspaper. Dateline 27th of September 2012. The readers this week are Jenny, Sonia, Phil, myself, and Keith on the controls. The items that we will be reading come from our local newspapers, the Enfield Gazette, the Enfield Advertiser, and the Enfield Independent, under their copyright. Local stories include 2,400 extra primary school places, it looked like the Wild West, and action to stamp out rat infestation. First of all, the special news items this week are Enfield Vision's Focus Day, and then Jenny will also read 4 items regarding performances listed in London in the Vocalised newsletter. If you're experiencing any problems receiving your Enfield Talking newspaper, please phone Diane de Jersey on 020 8805 6578. She is your listener's representative and will be pleased to help you. At the end of side 2, please remember to turn over the address label in your postal packet, put the cassette into the packet, and return it to us as soon as possible, in readiness for the next edition. So first, the Enfield Vision Focus Day. Enfield Vision have organised another Focus Day for visually impaired people to provide them with a chance to access information on equipment, gadgets and services which are available in the London Borough of Enfield. The day will be held on Thursday, 18th of October 2012 at the Disability Resource Centre, 65C Park Avenue, Bush Hill Park, Enfield, EN1 2HH. And it will be between the hours of 10:30 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon. The day will be opened by Diane de Jersey, who is the chair of Enfield Vision, and the mayor of the London Borough of Enfield, Councillor Kate Annaloo. The Focus Day is open to anyone with a visual impairment, their relatives, friends and carers. This is a unique chance to meet with service and specialist equipment providers and the voluntary sector organisations helping visually impaired people. The organisations and exhibitors will attend the Focus Day, of course. We will be providing refreshments and a light buffet. So, to help us with catering, could you please let us know by telephoning the Enfield Vision office on 0208 351 7259 or email one word enfieldvision at blueyonder.co.uk, and if possible do that by 10th of October if you intend to come. Now Jenny will read the items from the Vocalised newsletter.
The first of these is Mamma Mia, which is showing at the Novello Theatre, the Aldwych, London WC2B 4LD, on Thursday the 18th of October at 7:45 p.m. There is also a touch tour, but that's to be confirmed. These are all audio-described performances. Bookings are on 0844 482 5137, and tickets, which are reduced from £64 to £20, and you can also contact them by using www.delfontmacintosh, that's DELFONTMACINTOSH.co.uk. The second, there's a showing of King Lear at the Almeida Theatre, Almeida Street, London, N1 1TA, on Saturday the 20th of October at 2:30 p.m. with a touch tour at 1 p.m. Bookings are on 0207 288 4999, and tickets are £16, reduced from £32. Also to be contacted on www.almeida, that's almeida.co.uk. And A Winter's Tale is on at the Unicorn Theatre, 147 Tooley Street, London, SE1 2HZ, on Friday, the 26th of October at 1:30 p.m, with a touch tour to be arranged. Bookings on 0207 645 0560, and tickets are £10 to £16 plus. And they can also be communicated with on www.unicorntheatre.com. And the fourth and final one is Yes, Prime Minister, which is on at the Trafalgar Studios, 14 Whitehall, London, SW1A 2DY, on Saturday, the 10th of November at 2:30 p.m, with a touch tour at 1 p.m. Bookings on 0844 871 7677, and tickets range from £26.50 to £46.50, and it's also www.atgtickets.com.
Ram raiders used the JCB digger in a dawn smash and grab on a cash machine. At least 3 men are thought to have driven the construction vehicle up to the Barclays cash point next to the Currency Exchange Corporation shop in Bramley Road, Oakwood, at about 3 a.m. on Thursday morning. The audacious thieves used the digger's large front scoop to smash into the brick wall surrounding the unit before making an unsuccessful attempt to pull it out. Manager at the Currency Exchange shop, Brian Costa, said, "It is unbelievable. It's a total mess. You wouldn't believe there was an ATM there before." The JCB was driven from across the road, through thick bushes and over a wooden fence, moments before the gang struck. Mr. Costa added, "It looks like it was very well planned, perhaps the work of some organised gang. Oakwood is becoming more like Miami, but without the sun. I have seen similar attempts like this before, but nothing compared to this. It's the kind of thing you see in the Wild West." Police were alerted to the raid by the machine's alarms. The Currency Exchange was open on Thursday, but the shop's brickwork and windows were damaged, and the small room behind the ATM was completely destroyed. The incident is the latest in a number of attempted break-ins at shops along the Bramley Road Parade. Mr. Costa said his own premises had been subject to at least 2 ram raid attempts in the past 2 years. Mr. Costa said, "It makes you wonder what is going on in this area. It is a quiet, common, decent area, but in the past 2 years or so, this sort of thing has been happening."
An explosion in the rat population in an Enfield park has forced the council to take action. The infestation at Broomfield Park has apparently been caused by the wet summer and people leaving bread for the ducks. Enfield Council's exterminators were called in on Friday to put rat traps by the pond, which is the main trouble spot, and pin posters to trees and notice boards warning people to stop feeding the birds. Lucky Marangos, secretary of the Friends of Broomfield Park, says he has noticed a sudden increase in the number of rodents in the past 2 months. He says the Friends organisation has repeatedly reported the issue to the council, but nothing has been done until now. He said, "It is noticeably worse now because more people are reporting it to the council, and you can actually see more of them." Although Mr. Marangos is pleased the council is being proactive in culling the rats, he believes more needs to be done. He says leaflets should be posted to schools throughout Enfield, warning children not to leave food in the park, and suggests an officer could also be employed to prevent people from littering. He said, "I am not saying parents shouldn't take their kids to feed the ducks, but there has to be some indication of what to do. The council needs to do a lot more. The council is paying for the rat exterminations from its annual parks budget. However, the precise cost has not been revealed." Chairman of the Friends organisation, Nigel Thorogood, said, "The problem is definitely getting more serious. I am unclear what action anyone can take other than to put up signs and put down traps. I don't know what the answer is. I don't think it is going to get resolved because I don't see what they can do." However, Tom Wall, co-director of Pest Controllers, Complete Pest Management Limited, based in Old Park Road, Enfield, thinks the borough's rat population has remained constant over the past 5 years. He pinpoints parks as a terrible problem, saying many have a terrible rat issue because people are less likely to take responsibility for getting rid of them. He said, "With the very wet summer, the rats have got out of the drains and people have noticed it, but I wouldn't say there are more than there were 5 years ago." Cabinet Member for Environment, Councillor Chris Bond, said, "We do not want rats scurrying around Broomfield Park, scaring the life out of park users, so we're urging visitors not to overfeed the birds that live there. The excess food is attracting vermin, and we're seeing a big increase in the number of rodents in the area. We hope a combination of sensible behaviour by park visitors and the use of exterminators will eradicate this problem. But if that doesn't work, we will have to look at other methods of dealing with it."
Now here's a little item about something that happened the day before you received this tape, but it is of interest and you may have wondered what was happening, and it's also in a good cause. Barclays bank staff will be dressing up as superheroes and serving hot drinks and cake to customers on Friday as part of a charity drive. The Enfield Town Branch hopes to raise £6,000 for Macmillan Cancer Support during this year's world's biggest coffee morning event. Each year, the cancer charity encourages people throughout the country to get involved in coffee mornings to raise cash. Last year, 51,000 people signed up and raised a record £10 million. Branch manager Tracy Paddock will also spend a full day running on a treadmill to try and smash the target.
Residents are to be consulted over plans to provide thousands of additional primary school places over the next 6 years to cope with increasing demand. Enfield Council's consultation on the £22 million plan expected to provide an extra 2,400 primary places in 11 schools starts today and finish on October the 31st. The announcement comes following a vocal campaign by parents in Southgate calling for more primary school places in the area. The council is expected to directly contribute about £4 million to the plan. It has been working with 11 primary schools to identify those most suitable for expansion and ensure that the extra provision is in the areas with the greatest shortage of places. Aoife Orhan, Enfield Council's Cabinet Member for Children and Young People, said, "We are running out of primary school places and we have a duty to provide our pupils with a high-quality education in safe, secure and good facilities. We want parents and our partners to tell us what they think of the proposals so Enfield Council can be sure that we get this project right and provide enough school places for Enfield's pupils for years to come." But there are concerns about the plans. Liz Wincott, head teacher at Walker Primary School in Southgate, responded to the expansion plans in a document on the school website. She said, "If the school is to continue to be successful, then any new expansion must be managed with sensitivity and planned properly. The long-term future of the school is at stake, and if the new building and 3 form entry plans are not sufficient for the needs of a 21st century school with 630 children, then Walker will no longer continue to be the happy and successful place which it is today. Joe Bird, 38, a member of the Schools for Southgate campaign, a parent group fighting for increased primary school provision in the Southgate Green area, said, "The current school provision in the borough is clearly inadequate. The council will have to put the provision where it is needed, and that will be the challenge for the council. The schools have a duty too to see how they can assist the council in addressing the need." Earlier this month, London councils warned there would be a shortfall of 90,000 primary and secondary school places across London by 2016.
Enfield has joined other councils and more than 100 schools in a legal challenge to a regulator's refusal to regrade GCSE English exam papers. The authority, along with councils in Camden, Ealing and Brent, has signed a letter to exam regulator Ofqual threatening to seek a judicial review in a bid to force the regrading of papers. Pupils across the borough scored lower grades than expected when boundaries were raised halfway through the year, meaning students who took the exam in January got a higher grade than those who sat them in June and achieved the same mark. The letter, signed by 6 teaching associations and unions, 113 schools and 36 councils, sets out the case, labelling the situation inconceivable. Ofqual published its report into the controversy last Tuesday, which concluded the January exams were graded generously and insisted the June boundaries were right.
Families of people with mental health issues fear their loved ones will be left isolated when a charity project closes. The First Step Trust project in Enfield has been running since 2004 and currently has 35 people who use the service. The charity helps people get work experience and relevant skills and qualifications by doing jobs such as painting, decorating and landscaping. Staff at the Enfield branch will be made redundant on Friday, and the charity is due to close its Park Avenue base 2 days later. Katie Barnes, 27, whose sister has benefited from the charity, said, "It's such a shame. We don't want to see it go. When it closes, a lot of people will be left isolated, and issues they may have will get worse. It's a fantastic place and such a benefit to so many people because it really does help. I've seen the work First Step has done and the improvement firsthand. You can see the change in people, and as they work there longer, they become more confident." Dwayne Green, 51, who has been using the charity for 8 years, said, "I'll be so gutted when it closes. It's a great place to come to and gets me out of the house and lets you meet different people. When it closes, I know I'm going to be indoors so much more and I won't be out as much. We're all worried about it."
It's a shame. Hospital workers were rewarded for their hard work at an award ceremony. Staff at Chase Farm Hospital attended the Trust's Outstanding Staff Celebration and Rewards, Oscars that is, last Tuesday. The ceremony took place in Greenfield's restaurant at Chase Farm Hospital and featured more than a dozen categories, including Unsung Hero, Safety First Award, and Patient Champion Award. Award-winning comedian Patrick Monahan hosted the ceremony and helped to hand out the awards. The winner of the Equality and Diversity Award was Mandy Lovett, a nursery nurse at Chase Farm. At the ceremony, Mr. Monahan said, "She is excellent in helping patients to build their confidence while on the unit by providing them with basic skills to take care of their baby before taking them home. She is seen as being a role model to other staff members, including nurses and doctors, by her positive nature, her flexibility and inclusivity for all in the neonatal environment." There were 2 winners of the Unsung Hero Award, The first went to medical records clerk Kanna Saravannabaum. Mr. Monaghan said, "He tirelessly delivers thousands of patient notes in whatever weather with a smile, and nothing is too much trouble for him. He never ever complains. He is one of the most pleasant and helpful people in this trust. He provides an outstanding service for our department and others. If anyone deserves this award, he does." The other Unsung Hero Award went to Malcolm Gould, a theatre sterile service assistant who has worked at the Trust for 22 years. Mr. Monaghan said, when presenting the award, he never complains. He is never sick. Come rain, come snow, he turns up for work. When he is away on holidays, he is sorely missed. He takes pride in his work. Sadly, no one outside the department knows what he does and the valued role he plays within the operating department. If you want to look at a full list of winners, you can contact their independent website, which has the list, www.enfieldindependent.co.uk. Jenny.
Olympian Margaret Adeoye is aiming to reach the World Championship finals in Russia next year and is hopeful of securing sponsorship to help her achieve her goal, writes Adam Newson. Adeoye reached the 200-metre semi-finals at London 2012 and set a personal best time of 22.94 in front of 80,000 supporters in the Olympic Stadium. The Enfield and Haringey Athletics Club competitor believes she can continue to improve her time and is planning a move to Uxbridge in order to be closer to her training facilities. Adeoye explained, "I need to do it now to progress. Last year I spent 3 hours a day travelling from home and back again. I feel that it is detrimental to what I'm trying to achieve. The sooner I can get my body to recover, the sooner I can then do a double session." When I was on a training camp with the Great Britain athletes, many of them had relocated to be closer to their training facilities. They said I should do it because it makes such a difference. So when you get advice from athletes at the top level, it is obviously something to listen to. So I believe I need to do it to progress and to get better. She added, "I have now decided to go full-time with athletics, so I'm looking for sponsorship and funding in order to get me to the World Championships next year. They will be held in Russia, and that is the first step for me. I am hoping to get into the final there and then progressing further each year." Adeoye is coached by one of Great Britain's greatest sprinters, former Olympic and world champion Linford Christie. The 27-year-old states having Christie as a coach is inspirational, and his influence has helped her achieve bigger things. She said, "He has so much knowledge and experience that I think it has helped me so much. Last year I sat down and thought that I have an Olympic champion as a coach. Let me use this to my advantage." So I've spoken to him nearly every day since last October. I chatted to him a lot over the winter, asking him questions and how to prepare mentally and physically. It's almost like being woken up from a spell and realising I've got an Olympic champion as a coach. I also have Ron Rodden as a mentor, and he coached Linford. So I've got two people at hand, so why shouldn't I be able to achieve bigger things? So I've used them to my advantage, made the GB team, and now I want to build on that. Her performance at London 2012 certainly indicates that she is improving under the guidance of Christie and Roddan. Like many British athletes who were in action at the Games, she stated the home support was amazing. "The crowd reaction when my name was announced was surreal," she said. "I loved it. It made me feel that all the hard work you do in the winter and all the training is worth it." There may have been 8 people on the track, but because it was a home crowd, it felt like they were all supporting me. It was really amazing. As well as me wanting to progress to the next level, the fact that they were there supporting me and cheering me on gave that confidence boost to push further on. If you are interested in sponsoring Adeoye, contact Christie's Sports Management Agency, Nuff Respect, on 0208 891 4145.
We have now reached the end of side 1 of this tape. Please stop your machine now, take out the cassette, turn it over, and start side 2.